from unsettling angry Bigfoot sightings in the woods to heart-stopping ferocious animal encounters, and even footage of a Wendigo caught on camera. If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we explore each mysterious capture. Most Bigfoot sightings are captured with low-quality cameras from a distance, but we're in luck this time as we found a high-definition video. In this footage from a bow hunting trip in September 2023, just east of the Banff Park boundary, we get a clear view of the dense woods. Among the trees stands a tall black figure, massive and covered in what seems to be a thick black fur coat. At first, it resembles a gorilla, but as we might all know, gorillas don't just roam freely around these parts. It begins to walk away from the scene with a casual walk, and it seemed that it's reaching for something. After some moments, it turns, and we can see that it is holding a big branch in its hands. With intense anger, this figure strikes the object against a tree with such force that the echo resonates through the forest. Afterward, the creature hurls the wooden piece towards the camera before disappearing into the wilderness. Now, this creature seems intelligent. It knew it was being watched and aimed exactly for that. The first thing that comes to mind is, of course, Bigfoot, and I think it is the clearest video I have seen of it. It could, of course, be faked, someone just playing Bigfoot in a costume. At first, I was quite sure that is the case. But I don't know. The last couple of frames when we can see its face from distance really made me doubt. The face seemed to look real, not a costume. If it is really Bigfoot, this could be huge, because the ability to swing and throw with force is unique to humans. No gorilla or ape is able to do that with this force and precision, which might indicate that Bigfoot is a lot more closely related to our species than any other ape. Living in the countryside can be peaceful, but when you're near the woods, that tranquility can quickly turn into unease, especially at night. In this video, a homeowner heard eerie screeching noises outside his windows after dark. As he records through the window, he spots a skinny humanoid creature running through the distant woods. This creature had an odd bent posture and an alien-like head, resembling what's often referred to as a rake. It was a truly terrifying sight for the homeowner, and I'd certainly consider sleeping with extra protection in his place. I enjoy riding my four-wheeler through peaceful forest trails, but after watching a video, I started having second thoughts. The video, taken by a local on their four-wheeler during a forest trail ride, started off fine with beautiful woods and a clear path. However, as they went further, something huge and tall suddenly crossed their path. Startled by this unexpected creature, they swerved their four-wheeler and quickly turned back. What was that creature? When we slow down the video, we can see a massive figure that resembles Bigfoot. It had a very human-like walk and a bulky body. However, the sighting was brief, so it's hard to say for sure if it was a real Bigfoot or just someone playing a prank on the driver. A homeowner sent a video to the police, worried about a person who was repeatedly circling their house at night. In the video, we can see someone walking at a distance, but it's dark, so we can only catch a glimpse of them. This person returned a second time, walking in the same way. The homeowner called the police, but didn't go outside to confront the person. However, before the police arrived, the person had disappeared. To this day, they still don't know who that mysterious person circling their property was. It's possible this person had mental health issues or a drug problem, but there's another eerie possibility. Some believe it might not have been a human at all. Some think it could be the spirit of someone connected to the property who enjoys walking around the homeowner's land. A Reddit user named Mech21 posted a video claiming to have captured a Bigfoot sighting near his backyard. In the video recorded by his security camera, we see a fence, and on the other side, there's a dense forest. Something in those woods starts moving, but it's not clear at first. It appears to be peeking out from behind a tree. Then, it gathers some courage and steps out from behind the tree, revealing a humanoid figure. This figure is quite tall and has dark fur, resembling the appearance of Bigfoot. What really bothered me about this video is how the Bigfoot just stood there, seeming to watch the house as if it was searching for someone or something inside. If I were the homeowner, I'd definitely consider putting up a solid concrete wall instead of that small metal fence. We all enjoy going on a drive through a safari in the forest, but please, for safety's sake, remember to lock your car doors. If you don't, something like this could happen to you. In this video, taken by a family during a desert safari, we see a group of lions relaxing under the shade of a tree. One lion, curious about the car, approaches it. The lion sniffs the car door, and while doing so, something terrifying happens. The lion grabs the door handle, and it opens the car door. The girl who's recording this video is terrified as she sees the door open with the lion nearby. She quickly closes it, and you can hear the fear in her voice.
I know. You're supposed to lock the door. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that.
She manages to laugh it off, saying she didn't realize lions could do that. Fortunately, everything ended well, but if the girl had been a little slower in closing the door, I don't want to think about what might have happened with that group of lions inside the car. Seeing Bigfoots and other mythical creatures is already pretty unsettling, but encountering something so strange that you can't even identify it is a whole new level of fear and unease. This video comes from Australia, showing a view of some bushes at night. In front of the camera, there's a creature hiding in the tall grass. At first, it might look like a bear, but as it gets closer, its eerie and unfamiliar face becomes visible. This creature is quite large and moves on all fours. As it approaches the person recording, it appears to attempt a charge, but the camera person thinks fast and avoids it. Some might think it's a person wearing a weird Bigfoot costume to scare the camera person, but the way it moves is quite unnatural for a human. What's your take on what this creature could be? Imagine you're walking back home from your friend's place at night, and suddenly you see a skunk charging right at you. In this video, a guy faces this exact situation. In the security camera footage, we see a guy walking on the sidewalk, and then he spots something on the side and starts running. Soon, we discover the reason for his fear. It's a big skunk. Skunks have a spray that can be really smelly and unpleasant, and in some rare cases, it could be harmful if you're allergic to certain elements. They can also carry diseases like rabies and host many parasites, which they can transfer to you with just a touch. So watching this person sprinting and avoiding that troublesome skunk was a smart move, and I hope you do the same if you found yourself in a similar situation. Moose are incredibly strong. They can grow up to 2.1 meters tall, so just picture one of these big animals charging at you full tilt. In this video, there's a man standing in front of a moose, and a girl is there too. But suddenly the moose decides to charge at them. Seeing the moose charging, she takes off running, but the man stands his ground and begins growling and grunting at the oncoming moose.
Tänk om vi går på oss istället.
The moose is just a foot away from the man when it suddenly stops. The man keeps shouting and making noise, which seems to startle the moose a bit. The moose becomes uncertain, realizing the man isn't scared, and eventually, the moose decides to leave. This man showed real bravery and quick thinking, because if he had chosen to run, the moose might have charged him. Now I know what to do if a huge moose comes charging at me. Make some noise and stand your ground. This video takes place in the boreal forest, where a hiker was exploring deep in the woods. The hiker notices something in the distance hiding behind some trees, and decides to zoom in to get a closer look. The creature lurking behind the trees seems to be very still, and has dark fur covering its face. The hiker gets a little scared and feels uneasy about this mysterious presence. When zooming in, it becomes clear that this figure has a head covered in long hair and facial features that are a mix of an ape and a human, but in a strange way. Seeing this unusual creature and realizing it's time to leave, the hiker quickly makes a run for it. It's hard to understand how the hiker remained so calm when there was an unknown entity lurking and watching them. Personally, I would have sprinted away the moment I felt like someone was watching me. Want to see how powerful and savage Bigfoot can be? In this video recorded in Africa, a group of tourists comes across the torn apart body of a wild boar. It appears as if the boar was ripped apart in the middle by something. The tourists also notice large footprints in the muddy ground. The person behind the camera compares the size of their foot to the print and finds that it's twice as big. These footprints lead up the hill and are scattered all around the area where the wild boar's body was found. What's strange is that the boar's body was left there. It wasn't eaten or taken by the supposed Bigfoot creature. It's really disturbing to think that these Bigfoots may unleash their anger and commit such brutal acts against animals without a clear reason. Thankfully, the tourist group decided not to follow these tracks, because I can't even imagine what might have happened to them if they had. After watching this video, you might consider locking your bedroom door at night when you sleep. In this footage was captured by a nanny cam. We see a lady sleeping in her darkened room. After a few seconds, the partially open bedroom door mysteriously swings fully open on its own. As it does, the lady's blanket starts moving by itself, and something falls in the room. The noise wakes the lady, and she startles, looking around to see what's happening. She gets up and goes out to investigate, and after some time returns to close the door and goes back to bed. However, as she gets back in bed, her room light suddenly turns off by itself. This startles her once more, leaving her puzzled about what's going on. She then grabs her phone to message or call someone, and that's where the video ends. Some viewers, including me, noticed a white orb hovering above her at the end of the video as she was trying to use her phone. It's possible this orb is some kind of spirit responsible for the strange occurrences. This video comes from Finland, and it shows a clever way to keep a bear from stealing things from your porch. In the video, the homeowner is recording a bear trying to grab a trash bag from the porch. When the homeowner sees this, they shout something that sounds like Perkle, which startles the bear.
Perkele, siihen et koske, saatana vie. Saatana. Hugo, paikka! Hugo, paikka! Paikka!
I am no expert in Finnish, but I think Perkle means evil spirit. and you usually say it the way you'd say "God damn it" in English. Whatever the case, it seems to work, as the bear runs off and continues to keep its distance. A dog also comes and barks at the bear, which further deters it. The bear, now at a distance, looks longingly at the trash bag it wanted, but can't get to it. Eventually, the disappointed bear leaves the area. Watching this video, it's clear that creatures like bears, moose, and leopards tend to get scared when faced with loud confrontations and shouting, especially if the shouting comes in the form of purple from an angry Finnish man. So, if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, start yelling in your own language, and the bear is likely to leave your things alone. Have you ever heard of the Wendigo? It's a mythical creature with a skull-like face, originating from the folklore of Plains and Great Lakes natives, as well as some First Nations. You might think we're safe from it because it's just a myth, but this video will make you wonder. In this video recorded by a hiker on a forest trail, we see the hiker walking along the trail, but then, in the distance, a very tall and hunched figure appears, slowly crossing the path. This figure strongly resembles the Wendigo, with its skinny arms and a body posture that matches the description of that mythical creature. I didn't see the horns that Wendigo is said to have, but the rest of the creature looked remarkably like it. Apes and orangutans are some of the smartest animals after humans, and you won't believe the clever things they can do. In a video recorded by a tourist at a zoo, we see an orangutan. The lady recording the video shows the orangutan her purse, but the orangutan is curious to see what's inside. It uses its fingers to signal to the lady that it wants her to open the purse and show what's inside. The lady opens the purse and reveals its contents, including a jelly packet. The orangutan then signals for them to follow it and give the jelly through a side fence. What's amazing is how smart the orangutan is. It directs the man to go around the glass window and hand it the jelly through the metal fence. Then, it climbs on the window, trying to figure out how the girl can give it the jelly. Watching this video, I'm fascinated by how intelligent these creatures are. They seem to solve problems on their own by thinking and figuring things out. This video is from a hunter's GoPro camera. In the video, the hunter is holding a double-barrel hunting gun and appears to be quite scared. He's breathing heavily, and we can hear his dog barking in the distance. The hunter is very alert, pointing his gun in front of him. Suddenly we see what's causing the hunter's fear: a large and massive grizzly bear. The bear charges at the hunter, but when it sees the gun pointed at it, it backs off. The bear tries to charge again, but upon seeing the gun, it retreats once more. This encounter left the hunter extremely scared and unsettled, which is evident in his breathing and reactions. I believe that if the bear had decided to fully attack the hunter, there might not have been much he could do. Even if he had shot the bear, 1 or 2 shots might not have been enough to stop such a massive beast. The hunter likely understood the danger, which is why he was so frightened. Bears are usually powerful and can be pretty fierce, but sometimes they are also incredibly cute. In this heartwarming video from southern Manitoba, Canada, we witness a bear emerging from the snow. It's adorable to see how this bear pops its head out of the snow, takes a look around, and even gets a friendly good morning greeting from the girl recording the video.
Hello. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hey, Boo.
The bear, after emerging from its snowy hideaway, strolls around and sniffs the surroundings. Just by looking at this bear's face and eyes, it appears to be a friendly and wholesome creature. If I were there, I might have considered bringing some snacks or breakfast for the bear, as it probably woke up from a night in the snow and might be a bit hungry. Skunks are usually small creatures, but they have a surprising power to scare even big and formidable predators like lions and bears. A remarkable encounter was captured by a couple in a video where we can see a bear searching in the tall wild grass. The bear suddenly starts chasing something, and it turns out to be a skunk. What's intriguing is that the skunk doesn't run from the massive bear and stands its ground. The bear, a bit unsure about attacking the skunk, hesitates. However, in an instant, the skunk sprays a strong-smelling liquid into the bear's eyes. This unexpected move makes the bear retreat quickly into the forest. The girl recording the video is quite fascinated and thrilled by what she witnessed. It's truly remarkable to see how a small creature like a skunk can make a massive bear run away like that. I believe that we might be living in a simulation, and sometimes strange things happen that seem like glitches in the system. One such glitch in the Matrix was noticed by a household when they saw a bird that was oddly still in the air. The bird was flying, but didn't seem to be flapping its wings, and it wasn't going up or down. It just stayed in one place. It looked as if it had gotten stuck in the simulation and was glitching. This is quite unusual because birds typically need to flap their wings to stay in one spot in the air. However, there might be a logical explanation for this sight. Beach holidays are meant to be a break from our usual work and life stress. But after watching a video like this, going to the beach doesn't seem so appealing. In this video, we see a man enjoying his swim in the beach water. However, something big and fast is approaching him. This thing is charging toward the man and appears ready to attack. The person recording the video sees it, but the man in the water is unaware. Thankfully, the creature, which looks like a shark, decides at the last moment not to go after the man. The man only notices the shark as it's retreating. It was a really scary sight, but it leaves a question in my mind. Why did the shark choose not to attack the man in the end? For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.